Okay, we're rocking out with Prospectz Nation.
Hey yo, what's wavy, my people? You now zoned into Chillz Chew'd Interviews, the only place where elevating questions meets dope rhymes. I'm your host, Chillz Muzik, and y'all about to vibe into another super gnarly episode. Let's get it. Peace. Hey yo, it's Chew'd Interviews with special guest Jasiri X. No need to stress, we clearly blessed. Age of awakening, no more oppressed. Jasiri, what would you say to uplift the people who feel depressed?
Oh man, I would say like the time is like I would argue like right now people are more socially conscious than ever. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like we're entering into like this age of awakening, you know what I'm saying? And you see even people like, you know, Colin Kaepernick don't stand for the national anthem, and like people like rally around him to the point that all these veterans came and like, you know, showed support for the brother and what he's doing. And so I feel like, man, even though we're at like a really dark time politically, when you look at all the craziness of the upcoming election, I feel like we're at a time where people, you know, because of social media and because like the information is available, that people are like more awake than ever. And so I would say, man, like, you know, it's going, you know, I feel like the world is getting better, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm encouraged. As crazy as all of the stuff that's happening right now is, I'm encouraged at what I see. Like I see like a mass awakening, a worldwide awakening, and I'm just trying to be an artist that speaks to that and, you know, helps usher that in if I possibly can.
Absolutely. So through your message, you know, that's how you can uplift the people and just spread, you know what I mean, that conscious awareness.
Absolutely.
It seems like every day they promote a shooting. They violating brothers like they isn't human. Media fed lies is what the masses choosing. From your perception, big homie, what's the solution?
Wow, I think, man, we got to organize, and I think that's what's kind of happening. I mean, you saw, you know, and I would even go back to, you know, I was talking about the Jasiri 6 kind of when I come into the scene as an artist. I feel like that was, you know, even it was on MySpace, people began to use social media as a way to raise awareness and organize. From there, you then had the election of Obama. You know, when we kind of thought it was hoping it didn't, you know,
everybody was hype on that.
It didn't turn out the way we necessarily maybe wanted it to, but I mean, then after that, you had like the organizing around Oscar Grant in Oakland, California, his murder by the police out there. You had the organizing around to save the life of Troy Davis. Then you had Occupy. Then you had, you know, Trayvon. You know, then you had, you know, Mike Brown, and you see the emergence of Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like now, you know, we're at this level of organizing where when you seen what happened with Alton Sterling and Philando Castile specifically, you saw like nationwide protests, man. And it was one here in Pittsburgh where a young sister who's not really an activist just went on Facebook like, yo, everybody meet here. And 1,000 people showed up downtown Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying, rallying. 10,000 show up in Atlanta. In Memphis, they shut down the bridge in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like as we continue organizing, you know what I'm saying, that like, you know, you'll continue to have this level of turnout, and pressure now is being put on, you know, the police department to change the manner in which they're doing something, you know what I'm saying? So pressure's begun to put on police unions, and people are talking about the training of police, and now people are recording for the first time ever. Police have to actually report when they kill somebody, so we're actually seeing a changing of laws. And so I would say we just got to continue to organize, even if nothing has happened to you or your family or the area where you're at. If you're organized, if it does happen, you're ready to really respond in a very serious way, man. So organize, that's what I would say.
How do you think like somebody that's like out of the loop from things could get involved directly in, you know, they want to do something, but they don't necessarily know who to go to or what movement to go to? Like, how can they kind of get, you know, out there and like connect with people to help the movements?
Well, I always tell people, like, kind of like organize through what you love. Like One Hood, you know what I'm saying? Like we're a group of hip hop artists, and we're producers, and we're, you know, we do media. So like our organizing comes through the lens of hip hop. So One Hood Day is a way of organizing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we having fun and we performing, but we also had activists coming to the stage speaking, you know what I'm saying? We trying to like raise the consciousness of the people, even though we have all these artists performing. And so I always say to people, like, what do you love to do? You know, if writing is your thing, then you could, you know, write some editorials or blogging, you know what I'm saying? If media is your thing, create media around the type of movements, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think that you necessarily have to even be involved in a specific movement per se.
Right.
Because what's happening is people are stepping out there, man, and, you know, like, the universe is responding in an affirmative and positive way, man, when you see how people are just, you know, regular, ordinary, everyday folks are stepping up and, you know, creating these, you know, these movements and these moments for change. And so I feel like, you know, you don't necessarily have to have no PhD. You don't got to be part of the NAACP. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a college degree. I'm trying to freestyle. You don't got to be an MC. Like, all you got to do is, like, have the will and the determination, and then, you know, do what you love, but just do it around, you know, social consciousness.
Absolutely, yeah. That's awesome.
I had a little freestyle.
That's good. That's gnarly, man. I love it. I appreciate the attempt to it. So I love your recent project, Black Liberation. You have my mind space and the message is amazing. Currently, are you working on any new musical creations?
Oh, yes. So couple projects. The one that I've talked about previously, I'm working on a project called Power, which stands for People Oppressed Will Eventually Rise. It's with a producer in London named Agent of Change, and so, you know, I really want to, I feel like a lot of stuff that I do talk about, a lot of my music sometimes is kind of like American centric, and I really want to kind of talk about, you know, some more global views. So, you know, he produced a song I did called Checkpoint, you know, which was about my experience going to Palestine. He also produced a song I did when Mandela passed, called Listen to What the Drums Say. And so he's kind of bringing more of a world music sound to it. And I really want to, you know, talk about the movements that's not just happening here in America, but really what's happening worldwide. The second project I'm working on is I just did the soundtrack to a movie called Body and Soul, which is Paul Robeson's first film. Okay. So the movie came out in the 1920s. And so what we did was we watched the movie and then we created a soundtrack. We actually performed it live at the theater. Like, there's a theater called Hollywood Theater in Pittsburgh. So we like rocked that. It was crazy because it's a silent film. It was like old people there to like young hip hop fans. It was a real eclectic crowd. But so we got a lot of love for that. So and because of the movie is a very crazy movie. Like, even though it came out in the 20s, it was dealing with, you know, murder and sexual assault, and the main character is like a pastor who's like robbing a congregation. So I was able to also, like, as a writer, touch on subjects that I don't normally cover and touch on. And so I'm also like refining that. We're going to do another performance in January, and then I hope to like take that movie and upload my original hip hop soundtrack to it, so you can like watch the movie with my soundtrack. And so I'm just refining that, and it's a project I'm working on with one hood producers live from the city. Midasa Tariq are like the main producers around that project. So
and that's fresh. Congratulations. That's a real creative idea. Hey, yo, I learned to trust Ja's words because they all true. They helped me in every battle that I fought through. So final question, what's the greatest lesson that the universe has taught you?
Man, that's a deep question. I feel like for me, it's like the power of love is the greatest lesson. That, like, you know, you like, I feel like it's the greatest power on earth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you operate from a place of like love, that's ultimately how you have success in whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm always encouraging. You know, I worked in the schools, and I felt like, to me, this is where the schools fail oftentimes. You know, like, education is supposed to like help you find your purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of times schools don't do that at all. Nothing. And it's like, sometimes even if you're intelligent, it's kind of like this idea of, okay, do what makes money. Yeah. You know, so I was told, like, go to school, get a job, get your car, get your house, get in debt, get your credit cards, you know what I'm saying, and just work. And like, and it's like, nah, man. Like, so to me, I'm always asking young people, like, what do you love to do? I remember, you know, seeing Wiz try to come up, and people be like, you'll never make it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he stuck with what he loved, and he was successful. And so I feel like, to me, man, like, finding what you love to do, and then operating out of love, man. Like, even if you find out what you love to do, not doing it just because it makes money. Right. But not just trying to like, I'm a good rapper, so I'm gonna make the song that's gonna, you know, everybody pouring champagne on the women in the club because that's what's gonna sell. Like, nah, like operate from a place of love. And I feel like if you do that, the universe will respond in kind. And you'll look up, you'll find like, yo, man, I'm like blessed. Like, I feel like I do a workshop called How to Succeed in Hip Hop Without Selling Your Soul. Because I feel like I'm already a success. Like, I have everything that I need, and I do what I love to do. Like, I mean, I don't have a boss. Like, I get up when I want to get up. I probably should have went to sleep, but I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I get to travel around the country and do what I love to do. I've been, you know, overseas doing what I love to do, and so I feel like, man, like at that point, like you don't have to compromise your soul for money. Like, if you find what you love to do and you focus on that and you operate from a place of love, from a place of like wanting to help other people, the universe is going to reward you, man. And you'll look up and you'll be like, man, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's not going to be a struggle, not that you're not going to have to work hard, you know what I'm saying? Because all those things come into it. You still got to work hard. You got to be on your grind. You got to be pushing. But I just feel like the power of love is so, like, it's just, there's no more powerful force that we have. And if you can connect into that and operate from that, you're going to have success. It's not even a question.
My man. Operate from the power of love. Chillz Music, Jasiri X. We out here.
That's my favorite artist of all time too.
Yeah, that's good.
The greatest.